Everybody doing out there? It's Wallace Dean here with another video. Today we will be talking about the subject of immigration. I'm here joined with Monica Ruiz, and I'm going to be asking her a series of questions. Alright, here we go. So, Monica, how do you feel about immigration in America?
I feel that immigration is still an issue that people don't like to discuss or deal with. In certain parts of the U.S., you see different people and how different people feel about it, and that can range from, people being angry about people immigrating or people who are for it. But it kind of just depends on where you are and how you're brought up.
Okay, very good answer. Now, do you think that the U.S. depends on immigrants, illegal immigrants, when it comes to the working force?
In my opinion, maybe not that they depend on them, but a big part of America does have immigrants doing those jobs that, the typical person wouldn't want to do. And so I guess you can say yes and no. Nobody in America will admit really that, we depend on immigrants, but in a sense we do, because they're willing to do jobs that not every American will do.
That's true, and actually the unauthorized immigrants make up about 4.9% of the labor force, according to New York Times. Or, if you want to go into the millions, 7.2 million workers out of 148 million in the United States.
Wow.
So that was a pretty good answer.
Thank you.
Do you think it's possible to deport all the immigrants? And how do you feel about that being done?
I definitely don't think it's possible to deport all of them. You have a lot, like ICE, I believe it is, one that tries to deport immigrants, but it's impossible. There's too many here, and I don't see a problem with them being here. They're just here trying to make a better life for themselves and for their families. So, a lot of people do want immigrants to go back to wherever it is they came from, but majority of them that I, know or I just believe a lot of them are just here just trying to do better and have a better life. And I think it's wrong that we're trying to send them back where they have nothing and nothing's going to change for them back over there.
Very good answer. Now, do you think that, you kind of touched on this before, but do you think that illegal immigrants are hurting the workforce for the American people, or are they better in that? Because, like you said before, they're kind of doing jobs that a lot of people probably wouldn't want to do. So
I think, some, like I said, in different parts of the U.S., you have different people and they feel different ways about it. And I think a lot of them would think, immigrants are taking their jobs, or, because we not only are immigrants, doing the jobs that the typical American doesn't want to do, but they're starting to take over, or not take over, but they're starting to do jobs that, Americans go to school for, have the degrees for, and they're starting to do things like that. So I think, the United States may be a little bit intimidated by that, but yeah.
okay, well, this is a pretty touchy subject, but I'm going to ask you anyway. How do you feel about immigrants that come to America and they send the most of their proceeds or money that they profit from America back to Mexico or wherever they immigrated from? Yeah, I said Mexico because that's pretty much the biggest majority, yes.
Well, I can definitely relate to that, just because my dad came from Mexico, and he came here to the United States when he was really young to have a better life for his brothers and sisters and for his mom, and ultimately to have a better family for us, So I think that... Sorry, I don't remember the question.
Oh, the question was, how do you feel about immigrants that come to America
And
they use their money to go back to Mexico?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's their money that they've earned, why should it be anybody's concern where the money is sent to? That's like saying, you know, you're giving your money to your mom just because she lives in the United States. That's okay. Like, I don't see the problem with that. I mean, if you're helping your family or, you know, you're doing what you have to do, then I don't think that's really a big deal.
Understandable. Just a fun fact: Mexico received 23 billion in money from outside, from foreign countries, just in 2006 alone, and the majority of that money came from immigrants that were coming from the United States.
Right.
This is a pretty cool question, and I honestly didn't know this, but I want to see what your answer is first. Do you think that illegal immigrants pay taxes?
You know, I think it kind of depends on where you're working at, because when I was working at a restaurant in Walnut Creek, there,
California?
yeah, in California, there were, of course, I'm not going to state any names, but there were some of the, you know, the chefs who were Mexican, and I was told that they were immigrants. You know, they're actually illegal, but they were still getting a job and everything there. So, you know, I'm not too sure on if they are paying their taxes or not. I'm not sure, and it kind of depends. Like I said, my dad was an immigrant, but he's legal in America, and he pays his taxes every single year, and he's a very law-abiding citizen. So, just because you're an immigrant doesn't necessarily mean like you're not going to pay your taxes or you don't have taxes to pay. So I think it kind of just depends on, you know, your legal status, and even the job too. It just kind of depends on your job too.
Okay, yeah. Just going with that, another thing that I found on New York Times was that economists have estimated that as much as 7 billion flows each year in Social Security covers in payroll taxes paid by illegal immigrants. So, the Social Security's, I mean, so like every year they're taking in almost 7 billion from illegal immigrants. So that goes to show that for those out there that think that illegal immigrants aren't paying taxes, a lot of them are. So very good. Thank you. This has been my video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.